today's topic is dating 101. What you need to know about dating. Is dating right for you? Dating 101.
Make you feel like a queen. You pick out anything, I put the bag on it.
For 1,000 views on our first video. It's almost at 2,000.
I was going to say over 1,000.
It's almost at 2,000, boo boo.
Yeah. But no, I have missed this. Like, I get texts, I get emails, I get emails. Yeah, I'm a little older.
Yeah, that's cute. I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready too. How do you know he or she is interested?
While dating.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, and we're talking about dating, right? Okay, so before you get to that stage of dating, right? So, and I'm going to take it back. Oh, this takes me back, way back. Yikes, way back. So I'm from the West Virginia area. In West Virginia, we didn't go out too much in West Virginia, but we would go out in D.C. And you know, the clubs, then back in D.C., it was like, you got a line to get into the club, right? And it actually started from the line of
talking to somebody.
People showing interest
in the
line before you got into the club. So how did I know at that point they were even interested in me? They show interest so many different ways, right? They may look at you a certain way. They may not. They may look but turn and you're like, yeah, they're not interested. They looked at you, they looked you up and down like, yeah, they're not interested. And they don't even see you. They don't see you at that moment. So
you can tell when someone sees you. They could look at you, but they don't see you.
You can tell when they are interested when, like you just said, the phone. The phone doesn't matter. That line doesn't matter. Your company that you're keeping at that moment doesn't matter. Who they came with doesn't matter. All of it all right now is like, wow, who is she?
Yeah.
That's interest. And they exude that. They show that, right?
Yeah.
Or you go into the club. You go into the club and because you saw him outside, he's made a point.
Yeah.
Throughout the club, because you know how busy clubs are and how packed and everybody's jammed doing this or whatever. But he's on that corner over there and he has given you that eye. But he also, you saw him outside give you that eye. Oh, you absolutely know, now you know he's interested. He is so interested.
Yep. Also, you know what? When I know when I'm like, oh, this won't go nowhere. I'm not interested and they are not interested. When you're going on a date and all you have is surface level small talk. It's not deep. It doesn't go anywhere. I mean, first date's not supposed to be deep, right? But it's not going anywhere. It's just like, oh, so like, how are you doing today? What was this today?
What's your favorite color?
Yes, and it gets very surface level. Even let's say if it's a good vibe or like it didn't get awkward, it got surface level. So you're not gonna remember me, and I'm not gonna remember you. No matter how beautiful I am, no matter how handsome you are, we're not gonna remember to even hit each other up because what significance did we give each other on this date? So that's how you know when neither of you are interested, you know. But there's also
because it's not outside the box of the norm.
Yeah. But also, I did go on this date one time, and it was a great date. And he said he likes to play chess. I don't know how to play chess, but he said he likes to play chess, and he said chess taught him so much about the real life. And he said when you walk into the room, who's the fool? There's always one fool in the room. And if you don't know who the fool is you. There's times where I feel like there's people that are the surface level daters. And then there's the person that's like, I don't want to say deep daters, but they're just like, I'm not doing this surface level dumb shit. Like, does that make sense? Yeah. That it's like, you're the fool. Like, the one that's on the surface level of like, oh, like today I ate Italian food and we went here and how, and then you're just there like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about any of this. They are the fool. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because they think it's going good. Because they're here and they're chattering. And because there's actual words being said and maybe it's not awkward, they feel like, oh, this is going good. But it's like, it's not going good because there's no
fillers. That becomes fillers at that point.
So they are the fool.
Yeah. I don't know if I would actually say they were the fool.
He said, if you don't know who the fool is you. So just them being oblivious, obviously they're not fools, but them being oblivious is like, that's what I mean.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. I agree.
How can you flirt with someone? Let's say you're in a party and you see this fine.
So there's people that are fine, and then there's people that are
fine ass man, a fine ass woman come through the door, and it's like,
Lord.
wait a minute, I want that person's motherfucking attention. I want that person to see me. How would you get their attention?
I'm not thirsty.
Never.
Bitch, I'm not thirsty.
So even though I may see this fine man across the room, right? I'm never thirsty. I want him to see me as that fine.
We attract.
Yes, right? I'm going to give the first indication that I'm attracted to you. And I find you to be attractive,
What's
right?
that indication?
It's a simple look.
Eye contact.
All I gotta do, and I'm looking, because I'm looking at the refrigerator, right? And so I just give this little look and smile.
Yeah. I do the like.
And maybe a little wink. After
Oh,
that,
not the wink!
After that, I'm done.
Done.
Completely done. I will not come up to you. I will not. I
Engage,
will,
like,
nothing.
yeah.
I've given you the okay to pursue
me.
Right? I gave you that. After that, I'm done. If you don't pursue, again, I'm not thirsty. Okay, moving on. That's it.
I completely agree.
Nothing else.
It's all about eye contact. When do you know it's time to be exclusive? And what does that entail? I like my freedom, and I want you to have your freedom.
And so you're saying you don't want to be exclusive.
No, it's not that I don't want to be exclusive, but I'll take more time.
Okay, so but that's the question though. Like,
I'll take more time.
When do you know that it's exclusive? It's saying, when do you know that you're become exclusive?
When he's a great friend.
Right. You go into the dating realm of things, right? And you're dating this person, right? And if you go into it with the notion of, I don't want to be exclusive, is that what you're saying?
No, I just don't. I think it's like, I'm not going into dating you thinking I want to be exclusive.
Okay, stop. So when do you know it's time to be exclusive? But you just said, I don't go into it
thinking that.
right? So that question doesn't pertain to you. I think, because I'm in and again, this goes back to that age thing, right? So if I'm going into it with the expectation of...
But why are you going in with an expectation?
Because I might be there. I might be at that point in time in my life to say, I want to date with the purpose, date with expectations of, right? And so if I'm going into it with that versus what you have declared, if I'm going into it with like, you know what, I'm going with these expectations of, I want it to be, eventually, I want it to be only just he and I.
But do you feel like you put so much pressure on that person then?
No, because I believe that I believe that you have these conversations. These conversations are had prior to anything. You're going to talk about a lot of things, right? And one of the things that you talk about is like, hey, where are you at in life? Where are you at in life? What are you seeking? What are you seeking? What are your goals? Dating towards a purpose, or are you just dating just to be dating?
So you'll express it then. Now, what if you're interested in this man and he's like, I'm not really, it's not that I'm not dating for a purpose, I'm just going with the flow and I don't have expectations towards it. It's like, if it happens, it happens.
And that's fine too. That's perfectly fine too. But during that time, you also, I believe that you have to reevaluate the whole dating quote or purpose, or, you know, whatever it is that you both have set out to.
So what's the time frame you feel like? Yeah,
that's good.
What's the time frame? If you're talking to a man, let's say you're talking to a man for 6 months and it's going good, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Do you feel like you'll have that conversation with him, like, hey, where is this going?
Absolutely. I don't think it should take 6 months. I think after a course of time of 2 months, 3 months, you reevaluate the situation and say, hey, what are we doing here? What are we doing? What's your interest? What are your goals? What are your, you know, whatever?
I think I'm very manly in that spectrum of my life, where I'm like, I approach things like a man, where I'm just like, why we gotta put a title on it? Like, we're just vibing right now. Let's continue to vibe. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with either.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Because for me, I'm just like, I feel like when you put a title on it, that's when so much expectations come to play. And it's like, But at the same time,
Titles
you're
are
talking,
relative. To
Yes.
me, titles are relative. Like,
but at the same time, if I'm fucking with you for 6 months, are you fucking somebody out? Like, you get what I'm saying? So we have to have that conversation too. Of
but
like,
that's what I'm saying. You have that conversation.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prior
to know if you're exclusive or not.
Yeah.
Because you don't just go into assuming.
No.
It's a conversation to be
Communication is key during
had.
dating.
You have to have that conversation.
Dating is not easy, especially in
It's
this this 21st century.
Because I think dating, like you said, this time and age, it's seen differently. Quote, dating, quote unquote dating was an automatic exclusive without saying.
Oh hell no.
We're dating each other. We're
Yeah.
exclusive. This is you and I, who we are. So of course it's the wordage, it's verbiage or whatever you want to call it. It's
With like, oh, that's my boyfriend, that's my man.
yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Unless they okay, with social medias, right? Does he need to post you on his Instagram?
Let me go back, rewind. You jumped from
with social medias. You're talking with him for 6 months or whatever. Does he need to post you on his social medias? Do you want to be posted on his social medias?
So 25, 48.
1738.
I didn't grow up with social media, and posting. So whatever she's about to say
Is not
is so irrelevant to me. I don't give a damn.
But that's so relevant.
It's so
in my
relevant
age.
now.
Yes.
I get it. So she was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I don't. And I don't care what you about to say, because to me,
Yeah. No, it's
I
true.
don't give a shit if you post me. That doesn't define
Ooh,
our
it
relation.
defines my generation.
See, and it doesn't define me. It doesn't
Yeah.
define my relationship with you.
Mm-hmm.
I empathize with your generation.
My generation is always on social media, right? My generation is always on social media, so it's like we're posting every day in our stories. So let's say we're together. If I'm with you, whatever, and I'm chilling, and I'm here and I'm making the story and your shoulders in the back, I'm not gonna purposely not post that. Fuck it, post it. Like, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing. But a lot of people, with they sneaky links, that's a new word. Do you know that? Sneaky link?
I do, ma'am.
Okay, I don't know. With the sneaky links, it's all about hiding and social media and this is me, But I feel like if you're talking to somebody, it should not be like that. It's like, who cares? I'm not gonna sit here and post you all the time on my social media, but if you happen to be in the background, motherfucker, you in the background.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Social media is a big part of my generation. It's like people break up because of social media.
No, I get it. And I'm not opposed to social media. I'm not saying I don't understand.
You live life freely. You live life free off of social media. So much freedom, but at the same time, social media can catch you faster. So if you get what I mean, in your generation with a man, let's say he's being sneaky on his own side, you can't really tell or you won't really know. Whereas social media, it's easier to quick a man to find it quicker because it's like, oh, why you liked her pictures? You liked all of her pictures. Why'd you comment on her pictures?
You can prosecute him, really?
Yes.
Guilty.
Look at her story. All his tattoos. I see that. That's my man's tattoo. That's his arm.
Guilty.
You find yourself doing this. Pulling.
Guilty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn. I really am. So my generation, y'all know where I am right now. I'm looking at her like, what's that mean? I'm so and it's good because again, you're teaching me. I'm learning, but I'm honest. I don't,
as you should be.
I don't understand that whole what this means as far as deleting your Instagram.
Yeah, it's just so much more shady.
I feel sorry for your generation.
Me too.
Yeah, I really do, because although dudes may have thought this way of how the dudes think now, they didn't have social media, right? And so I think back on...
It's easy to get played. You get played faster.
Yeah. A lot of crap that y'all dealing with. Ooh. Woo-hoo.
And then also on Instagram, you can have close friends. So let's say if you're in a fucking relationship with somebody, right? And your social medias don't know, you can make a fucking close friend story and not put the person you're in a relationship with. So let's say I like you, right? But I'm dating somebody else. I'm gonna put you on my close friends and a few other girls or a few other guys that I want to see me, but my girlfriend will have no fucking clue because she's not on my close friends.
Yes, that's mind-boggling, mind manipulation, all these things.
Yes.
And then men are so quick to be like, "You crazy."
Yes.
Don't tell me I'm crazy.
My generation of men is just like, oof. Everyone's playing a game.
Yes.
Everybody's playing a game. And when I went to New York, I really fucking saw it. And I was like, you know what? If y'all want to play games, I'll play games too. But it's either you are playing the game with them or you're getting played. And it's like, either way, you're losing because you shouldn't be playing the game or getting played. So how do you get out of it and just sit there? You know what I mean?
That's awful.
Yeah. Friends first or lovers first?
And I've done both.
Me too.
I've done both.
Me too.
But what's worked for me is being friends first. And they say that's what it's supposed to be, right? Being friends first. And I can even say to this day that I have a lot of, when I say I have a lot, that means I have a lot of lovers.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of friends, male friends.
And it's harder. It's harder to be someone's friend when you're attracted to them.
Yeah, but I have a lot of male friends that are just that, just friends.
But have you been friends with a man that you were sexually attracted to? Or did you just like, fuck it?
No, I have. No, but I'm saying, but looking back at it, it's like we were friends first. Being friends first, and then we became lovers. It was like
deeper.
Which not only deeper, but it lasted longer. Because even to this day, we may not have any type of sexual encounter or whatever, but we remain friends.
For me, it's always gonna be a friend first. Like, I want to get to know you on a friendship level before we get to know each other on a lustful, loving level. And I feel like I say that, right? But when I like a guy, I know it's like, if I'm sexually attracted, I'm like, fuck it. Bitch! Fuck it. Let's just jump right into the lust shit.
Really?
But then, not all the time, but I have done that. And then when we like have sex or it gets sexual or whatever, I'm not interested anymore. And probably he's not interested anymore. And then it's like, damn, but it could have been such a good friendship if you were to continue to get to know that person. And so now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait on sex, like, or anything sexual. I want to wait and I want to get to know you as a friend and see if I even like you as a person before I sit here and give my sexual energy to you, and vice versa. Let's see if we can be compatible as a friendship first. I had a friend who we were friends, great friends. I've had sex with him and we remained friends, and it's like, oh my god, like, and then we'll be friends, talk, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, you want to have sex real quick? All right, fuck it, let's have sex. But then we'll have sex, and again, friends. It was great. It was like when I had sex, we want to have sex. When we did it, we did it. But we remained friends. But then I had another friend where we would communicate, friendship. It was just great, right? Then we had sex, and it ruined it.
Okay, so that to me goes back to, okay, what is the definition, quote unquote, friends? What is the definition of lovers? What is the you know what I'm saying? So it goes back to, okay, what category are you putting these people at, right?
Yeah, but you think it gotta be that deep?
Yeah, because you keep throwing out the word friendship. You keep saying we're friends.
No, we were friends. We were deep friends.
Deep friends. Okay, you were deep friends. What deep friends? What did that entitle at that point in time?
Communicating to one another. Like, there was times where I would go on a date and I'm like, yo, this day is mad trash. I'm gonna send you my location just in case. Okay. Just really good friends.
Okay,
and just
good.
Honestly communicating.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it went to what?
Having sex.
And then what?
Still, I'm on a date. I'm gonna send you my location. Okay, cool. Literally, when I went.
And so didn't it stop when though? When did it stop y'all having that friendship though?
I would like to think our friendship is still going, but I know that I think he's in the thing right now. He's in a relationship.
Okay.
So I think he's just.
He doesn't know how to still be friends.
But our friendship never stopped. Like, let's say we had sex, right? Actually, this happened. So we had sex, and then like a month later, we're still friends, right? And I'm like, yo, I almost had sex with some guy last night. Thank the fuck God I didn't. And he was like, yo, like, I swear to God, don't you love those moments when you dead ass, like, you didn't have no control, but in that moment you just figured out how to have control and not have sex with that person? And I was like, yeah, because I would have regretted that shit. He's like, nah, I hate regretful sex. And so, like,
Y'all
shit
had
like
that-
we had that bond.
And that's friendship.
After sex, we had that bond where we could communicate to one another.
Okay.
But with the other person, we had I wouldn't say it wasn't as great as our friendship with the other person. It was in the beginning of our friendship. Then we had sex, and then it was like, nothing. When do you know it's time to walk away? Like, you know what I mean? When do you know that person is playing games? Because they're not going to shoot you down. For whatever the fuck reason, I don't know why. I think a lot of people are like, just afraid to let somebody down, but you're hurting them more by leading them on. It's like they bench girls, where it's like they have the girls who are playing on the team that they like, but then it's like, wait a minute, this one is a good one, so I'm gonna bench her so nobody else can have her, and when I'm ready for her, I'll put her back on the game.
That's such a
and
good
that's
analogy.
not okay.
It's not, and that's such a great analogy how you put that. Still, it's a great analogy because that is what's happening to this day. And I think that you surround yourself with what you want out project, right? And so if you're in the limelight and live life and all these things and whatever, and the type of men that you that's what you're gonna attract.
But we were also talking about that before of like, okay, you know, you have your list. Let's say you have your list of what you want. Is that list with ego? Or is that list with your heart and your soul? So, for example, if you're a girl, like now, let's say I'm about a girl, and you're a girl like, oh, I want this man to be 6'2" and up. I want him to be a drug dealer or a scammer. I want him to be this. I want him to be that. Because a lot of these nightlife girls think like that. I want him to have money and spend. I want him to have a Birkin. I want to have this. What makes you think that that man isn't going to play you? So it's like, if you're making your list off of ego, you're going to get an egoic man. If you're going to place your list on heart and soul, I want a man who can communicate. I want a man who's going to be honest with me, truthful. And that, of course, financial stability is, you always want a man who's a provider. That's a part of being a man. As a part of being a woman is being a nurturer. And you get what I mean? I get that. But when you think of it in ego, you can get an egoic man who's going to play the fuck out of you.
So if you're projecting that and that's what you want,
that's what you're going to get.
That's what you're going to get.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, don't be mad at him. It's a game, and he's playing it. And I think we all should be unapologetically
honest in us. I think dating your age is a lot easier than dating at my age.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
Woo!
I agree. Blah 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 blah.
That's weird. Yeah. Next episode. Bye. Thank you for watching Dating 101. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Bye.